Let's talk about what people don't tell you about moving abroad as a fashion designer or a business person. Hi everyone, you're welcome to So Much Fun with Delanis, and my name is Anita Oshashona. I'm a fashion designer, a businesswoman, and entrepreneur, and I do content creating. Today we're going to be talking about the challenges that comes with relocating abroad with your business or as a fashion designer or as a business person. I moved to Canada 2 years ago. April made it 2 years I moved to Canada, and I moved alongside my business, though I still have my business back in Nigeria, and I just want to share my experiences. It is a never, ever, ever the same. If you're coming abroad as a fashion designer, I want to tell you to first keep your expectations low. Don't expect too much because you get to a point you're really heartbroken. I'm talking about the fact that sales in Nigeria is not the same thing as selling in Canada or selling in the UK, and then it's a different terrain. It's a totally different experience for me. Moving to um, Canada, I still had my business running back in Nigeria because I run a fashion school also. But moving to Canada, I had to start afresh. Yes, nobody will tell you that, but you are starting afresh. You're doing everything by yourself. I had 5 staff back in Nigeria who I paid to do things for me. I can instruct to do things, but here I started doing everything by myself, from the fabric sourcing to the cutting to the ironing to the piecing to the beading. Everything was left to me. You can imagine how hectic that was, right? It was really, really hectic. Moving here, I had to start all over. I got a sewing machine. I started building my client base. I started working. I I started working. I started doing one or two things to try and move my business forward. It hasn't been bad. I can tell you for free. It's not been bad at all. But the stress level is off the roof because you're doing everything by yourself. Let's go to the profit and losses of this of running your business abroad. Now, you have to do everything by yourself. You cannot take on as much orders as you would want to. If you have somebody like a fashion designer friend you work with, you share orders with, perfect, works, collaboration works. So long as you guys have like a common ground and you have some agreements you want to or you plan to work with for the benefit of both of you, that is perfect. But for me, I've not had anybody to work with, and I do my sewing myself. I do everything myself. So you might not be able to make so much profit. You might not be able to pay up all your bills starting up as a fashion designer again in the abroad, like in Canada. You might not be able to pay up so much of your bills. So what do? I had to work part-time and then do my sewing on the other hand. Why do I want to work part-time? I don't want my business to leave, or I don't want business to leave me. I actually want to build my brand, so I had to choose up working part-time. Yes, you cannot eat your cake and have it. Another thing you want to consider is the pricing.
Oh my God.
You would get people pricing you ridiculously, especially the Nigerians, or especially people not really say, not really knowing them back from home, but these people are your countrymen, right? They are Nigerians like you. They would you get that talk of how much do they sew back in Nigeria, or how much do they do this back in Nigeria. I have a tailor back in Nigeria that does this, or I have a tailor back in Nigeria that will do this for this price. And then you get lots and lots and lots of clothes for amendments made by the Nigerian tailors. They just want you to, please, oh, my tailor made this mistake, oh, I cannot wear this, so can you make something new for me? Can you help me adjust this? How much are you going to charge for adjusting this? Anyways, charge them. If you didn't make the cloth and they want you to adjust it, please charge them. So the pricing is crazy, right? So but you have to like set a benchmark for yourself, right? So when I mean setting a benchmark for yourself, you have to know what you want to do. You want to start small, build your client base. It is totally up to you. There are no competitions when it comes to your business. You are your own competition. What profit margins do you want to make from the scratch? You're starting from the beginning. What profit margin do you want to set for yourself? So for me, I just didn't want to sow and sow and sow and sow because I want to make money, because I want to make money out of my business. I don't take up all orders. No, if it's not going to be beneficial, if it's not going to be worth my time, I would rather not sew. I That is why I picked up a job. Like I said, you can't eat your cake and have it, right? You want to sew, you want to be able to enjoy what you're doing. If you don't get paid if what you're doing doesn't pay you, or it's not motivating you, it's not inspiring you. The pay should be inspiring, it should be motivation. Why do we do business? Money is the motivation, right? So if you cannot make money from your business, it doesn't have to be so big, you're starting afresh, it doesn't have to be extra, but the fact that you're starting up your business, right? So I always advise, you want to run your business, get a job also, right? Don't say because you want to run your business, you want to face your business, so you're picking up orders. Be fashion designers and tailors back in Nigeria, we tend to do that. I see people working, and you don't even have money, you can't account for your profits, you don't even have money to get yourself um to give yourself a treat at the end of the month. You can't even say where your money went that month, because you're picking up orders, and your profit margin to your work or work input ratio is nothing to write home about. So that is it for pricing. So now I will go to fabric stock, like getting your fabric. Now this is another crazy part, right? So coming down here, I had to um get familiar with the fabric stores around. My favorite fabric store in Windsor, Ontario should be Fabricland. Trust me, I go there almost every day. After work, I could just pop in. If I'm not getting something, I just want to get inspired by the colors of fabrics and all of that. But the challenge is that it's quite pricey. I wouldn't say it's expensive, no, they are quality fabrics, but it's quite pricey. And by the time you give your clients a quotation, or tell them that this is your price for the dress I want to make for you, because of how expensive this fabric you're getting them is, they might not want to go with that. They might say, oh, it's quite expensive, I cannot afford this and all of that. So another option is to get fabrics from AliExpress, but there's a caveat. With AliExpress, you cannot touch your fabrics, you cannot even vouch for the colors. Yeah, you only see the colors on the website, what it looks like. So you cannot even say, oh, this is the color I'm buying, until it gets to you. For example, I had to make a corset dress for um a client. The dress was messed up from Nigeria, and we had to make something out fresh. And then she said, okay, I'll order the fabrics from AliExpress. She was supposed to order a satin fabric. And when it came here, it was a soft silk. Like, it was crazy. There was no time. We had to just make do with what she brought. It was extra work for me, but it was what it is, and we had to um work with it. So with AliExpress, you can get stuff there. You can get your appliques, you can get um your ribbons, your sewing essentials, all of that. Some fabrics, yes, you can get tulle from there. But for me, I'm always skeptical about tulle. Depends on what I'm working on, and I'm going to be talking about tulle on a later date. But for today, let's talk about this. Another option is to stock from Nigeria, right? You can stock from Nigeria, you can buy your stuff from Nigeria, send down here, and then go on with your sewing. So if you have vendors back in Nigeria that are able to help you, or you have family that is able to help you buy one or two things, and then you move them here for your sewing essentials, very good. But for me, I do Nigeria, I do AliExpress, I do Fabricland. I like to buy my zippers from Fabricland. Trust me, the zippers here are superb. They are better than buying zippers from back home in Nigeria, right? So I buy my zippers here. So there are lots and lots of challenges with moving your business down here. I'm going to tell you, it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be rosy. You're going to work your ass off, because you don't have anybody helping you. You're sewing, you're doing the sewing, you're doing the everything, you're doing the advertisement, you're doing the content creating. It's not back home, like where you have people walking around you. You're doing this by yourself, so it is really really hard. So what do? I always take time. If I am not working, if I have any opportunity, I get to have fun, I always maximize it, because I know when I'm back into my sewing room, it is work all through, because I have deliverables. I have to make sure my clients are getting everything that they need to get. If you're coming abroad as a fashion designer, or you are already abroad as a fashion designer, I'm just saying welcome to you. I know it's quite challenging. I am just trying to encourage you. I want to tell you to hold on. It's going to be tight. It's a bumpy ride, but it is worth it at the end of the day. You just have to find out what works for you, what clients you want to have. You don't have to sew for everybody. Like, you don't have to have your target market. You don't have to sew for everybody. Have your target audience. So you don't have to sew for everybody. Whatever works for you. If you have to get a job, um, on one side to cushion your bills while you run your business, while you grow your brand, you go, girl. You don't have to be everywhere. You don't have to rock with everybody. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and then my next video, I'm going to be talking about tools. I'm going to be talking about nets. We're going to be talking about tools we use for these princess dresses, for our ball gowns. I get lots and lots of questions about tool. How do I know the right tool to use for my dresses? I'm going to be talking about that very soon. Anyways, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you next time. My name is Anita of Delaney's. Thank you.